All right, on page 18. So this one requires quite a bit of work. I'll tell you the truth. What I did for this one was I typed in a Desmos first, because if you work it out by hand, it's going to take you a good bit of time. But I want to show you something. So we have 10 parentheses x plus 3 plus 8 equals 18x plus 30. So you get 1. That is considered as one solution because you get one exact answer. So what I did was I just labeled these as A, B, C, D, and said the A went there. So that's one solution. One solution just means you get x equals something. If you work that out by hand, you would end up getting x equals 1. So that is one solution. No solution means that they don't equal each other. Infinite means you get the same number. So let's try B. If we type this one in, and remember, we're not going to type in A. What are we going to type in? X. All right, if you type that in, you don't see anything on the graph. We'll always zoom out just to make sure. If you still don't see anything, once you get into thousands, you know something's up. What that means is that's going to be either no solution or infinite solution. Sadly, no solution infinite cannot be done on Desmos. So those you actually have to work out. So we are going to have to work out B by hand. Whenever we work it out, we get 24a plus 12 equals 24a plus 12. Well, you can already tell at this point, what is this? Infinite. The way that we know that is we get the same exact thing on both sides. If you combine your a's, you're going to know you're going to end up getting 12 equals 12. Well, 12 will always equal 12. So that would be considered as infinite solution. So if it does not pop up on your graph, you know it's got to be either infinite or no solution. If it does pop up on the graph, just click on the point and that will tell you what it equals. So let's do the same thing with C. C, I'm going to type in 12. Instead of C, or I'm going to type in A, I mean not A, whatever that variable is called, X. X plus 3 minus 30 equals 12x plus 36. Okay, so this one, what do you notice? It's not there. So that tells you it's either going to be infinite or no solution. So guys, if you get this problem on the SOL, it will take you a little bit of time to answer. Don't rush through it. Take your time. You are literally allowed all day to work on the SOL test if you need to. Math is the only subject that you start in the morning and you're allowed to work on literally all day. And the reason why is because whenever you got to work out this stuff by hand, it does take a little bit longer. So don't rush through your SOL test. Take the time to actually work this stuff out. Combine our like terms, we get 12c plus 6 equals 12c plus 36. Subtract our c's. We get 6 equals 36. Does 6 equal 36? No, it never will, never has. We know that doesn't work. So that would be considered no solution. Okay? And then we'll type in our last one. So 16, instead of n, I'm going to type in x minus 20 equals 4 parentheses 5x plus 1. Okay, if you type that in, it does give you in line that x will equal negative 6. So that is one solution. So this is what your final answer should look like. This one required quite a bit of work, but I will tell you, I could definitely see a question like this on the SOL. So even though it's a lot of work, I could definitely see it. And the thing that stinks with this is if you accidentally swap B and C, they would count the whole question wrong. they don't give you partial credit. Okay, so make sure you have the work copied down. I will be checking for the work on this page.
What'd you say?
Oh, I said it's coordinated.
Oh, sorry. And then you had 5 you weren't supposed to do. Did anybody, if you attempted 5, that one, I got some crazy answers, and I just feel like it was kind of worded badly, but this is what I got. I got 5.25 and 2.25. I'm just not a fan of that question. I don't think that they would ask that on the SOL. No. Don't worry about that one. All right. These ones are pretty easy. This is where Desmos is your friend. We can work this out by hand, but I promise you on this SOL, you're not going to work this out by hand. You're going to probably use Desmos. So let's just type in these. 2x plus y equals 6, and 3x minus 7y. I don't know what I just did. Minus 7y equals 9. So since it's a systems of equations, it's going to intersect two lines. Wherever they intersect, that is the solution. So they intersect at 3, 0. So the answer is 3, 0. This section is one of those type of sections that you hope you see a lot on the SOL, because literally Desmos does every single bit of this for you. Now, number 2, it doesn't do everything for you. You do have to actually think about what it's saying. The sum of two numbers is 35. Who has a guess of how that would look? What does sum mean? Adding. So we know we're going to take two numbers, add them together, and they're going to equal 35. So what would that look like? You should get a pretty good idea because every single answer choice has this first equation.
X plus y equals 35.
Yeah, x plus y equals 35, because you're just taking two numbers. You don't know what x is, you don't know what y is, but you know that whenever you combine them, that is 35. Then 3 times the smaller number less the greater number is 17. So 3 times the smaller number less the greater number is 17. Anybody have a guess on how that one will look?
3x minus y equals 17.
Okay, 3x minus y equals 17. There should have been 2 answers you could have marked out immediately. That would have been B and D. Because if you look at B and D, there's nowhere that says 3 times. So then you just had to figure out which one would be A or C. What if this said the smaller number less than the greater number? If you remember, if you saw the word less than, that means you reverse the order, and that would have been C. So you do have to pay attention to the wording. All right, and then page 20. Number 4, like I said, this is the type of question I would love to see on the SOL. Like every single question would be like this, because the solution is just wherever the two lines intersect. They intersect right here. So that is the point 5, 4. So it would be C. That's all you had to do for that one. And then next one, all you have to do is just type in Desmos. What's also nice with Desmos is we don't have to get it into slope-intercept form. It's good for you to know how to do that, but right now for the SOL, I just want to make sure that you all pass. So just type it in exactly the way you see it. Figure out where they cross, they intersect at 4, 3. So the correct answer was 4, 3. Anybody have questions on that?